Hi everyone, Harjot here. Channel to my welcome. In this channel, we talk about philosophy and things about life in general and things that I've done that have helped me and potentially can help you. So in this video, I'm talking about how I've paid off 20 plus thousand in debt in just 9 months. So let's rewind. Let's go a few years back. Let me tell you how I got myself there and what are the exact steps that I took to get myself out of there in just 9 months. So let's not waste any more time and let's dive in. When I got my first job and I first started earning money, I had no idea about saving, let alone investing. So the first thing I would do is I would pay all my expenses and then I would start blowing my money on things that I didn't really need. And I thought that I should be getting a better job in order to be able to spend more money. I never thought about saving at all. The rest is history. We both know where I ended up. Yeah, in debt. After I had maxed out my credit card, what I did was I made the decision to apply for a credit limit increase, which eventually was approved, and then I maxed out my credit card again and I ended up owing about $11,000 in credit card debt. And by 2020, I was owing about $19,500 in debt in total, which was credit card debt and private loans. And then C-19 hit in 2020, where I lost my job. I had no income, and no job means no income. So I was really frustrated, but eventually I got a job as a security officer. And then I remember the first week into the job, I was driving back home and I had this weird feeling of emptiness. And then I was looking at myself, I remember, in the rear view mirror, and I looked at myself, and when I looked in my eyes, I could see that I was defeated and empty and frustrated. But at that moment, something switched inside me. I was committed to get myself out of there, because the question that I asked myself was, is this how my life is going to be? Am I going to be owing money for the rest of my life and not being able to even make the minimum payments? And that was something that really struck me. That's something that really shifted my mindset towards paying off that debt and actually being debt free and starting living a life that I actually want. I didn't know where to start. I had no knowledge of how to manage money, how to budget, and I didn't know what to do. But I was committed to actually get myself out of there. And there's a really great quote I love from Seneca, which goes, "If man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." So I knew I was committed. I didn't know where to start or what to do. I'll take you through the 5 steps that I took to get myself out of debt in just 9 months. Just keep in mind, this is not a financial advice. This is just the steps that I took to be able to pay off that debt. My goal was to do it within 1 year, but I was able to do it within just 9 months. Step 1, the day that I got home from work, when I was actually committed that I'm going to pay this off, I really sat down and I took a piece of paper and a pen and I wrote down all the debts. I wrote down the interest rates for each debt and I wrote down the minimum payment for each debt. And I'll explain why you need to do that on the next few steps. I know this is a very hard thing to do, especially when that's money that you owe to someone and you have to pay interest as well. It could be frustrating to see the numbers, but it is very important to actually be able to analyze your financial situation, see where you are in order to get out of there. If you don't know where you are, you won't be able to probably get out of there. So list all your debts, write down their interest rate and their minimum payments for each. Step 2, track your money. Now it's the time to prepare mentally, because this is going to be a challenge, but you have to get through this. So what you will need to do is open Google Sheets or take a piece of paper and a pen, write down each day of the month, the amount of income and the days, and leave a section for the notes on the side, just in case. So what you need to do next is to list down all your expenses. Start with your fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are your rent, your cell phone bill, and could be your car payment, or your car insurance, and create a second column with your variable expenses, which could be your entertainment, your I don't know what else could be, your clothes, whenever you go out to spend money on things that don't have a fixed amount. And make sure you include a budget for them as well. It is very important to update your expenses weekly because it will help you identify bad financial habits that you have, and it will help you correct them. That's how I was able to identify a lot of my bad financial habits, and trust me, I was spending a lot of money on eating out, but I was able to identify through tracking. Step 3, save your first $1,000. This money is your emergency fund for as long as you're in debt. So that $1,000 is in case your car breaks down, or you need to change tires, or let's say, I don't know, you need to replace your sink, or you need to get a new laundry machine. So that $1,000 is for the rainy days. So that's it for this step. Step 4, payment plan and budgeting. So now that you have listed all your debts, you have listed all your expenses and all of your income, and you saved your first $1,000. Now it's time to create a plan on which debt that you'll pay first. You need to list all the minimum payments for each debt, and then once those are sorted, you need to find which debt you're going to pay first. I highly suggest starting from the smallest one first, so you can create the snowball effect in order to give you enough motivation to move into the next one. So it's easier to get faster to the smallest debt rather than trying to pay the highest interest one first. But that's totally up to you. I suggest you go with the smallest debt first. So once you've calculated your minimum payments for each debt, you will be distributing that amount into each debt, and whatever is left, you'll be distributing it to the debt that you want to pay off first. Step 5, increase your income and minimize your expenses. That might sound a little bit tough for you, and that's okay. A couple things that you could do to increase your income are you could ask your boss for a promotion. Another way is to get a second job. You can get a part-time job on your weekends, or you can drive Uber, you can just keep the dishes, anything that will increase your income in the short term in order to pay off your debt faster. And minimize your expenses as much as possible. Like I said on the podcast with my friend, you have to live on beans and rice and beans. So live below your means. Just buy only things that are absolutely necessary for your survival, and the rest, do not worry. You will be able to enjoy everything else after you're out of debt. And something very important that I would like to mention here is to actually take care of your health. Don't be like me, because I did 3 jobs, and 5 out of 7 days I was working 2 jobs back to back. It was very unhealthy, and I would experience constantly brain fog, low energy. I got really bad acne. My mental health was destroyed, and stress levels were through the roof, as well as anxiety. So I would suggest not to do that. But I knew that this was the price I had to pay in order to get out of debt faster, and that's what I did. If you're able to stay consistent with your financial goals and committed, and say no to the things that your budget does not allow you to do, you will be out of debt in no time. So do not underestimate the power of consistent action and determination and discipline. You can do it. I was there too, and you'll be debt free in no time if you stick to your goals. And if you're currently in debt, feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know, and I will hold you accountable. And until the next video, peace. Oh hey, and also don't forget to check the last podcast episode that I uploaded with my friend who was also in debt, and we share our story and the steps that we took exactly in order to get out of debt. And there's a lot of valuable information as well, which I did not include in this video. And until next time, peace.